All right. Who's ready for Terra Invictus? Let's see. We left off. It's been a few days since I played, so I'm a little fuzzy on some of the details. But we left off. We were in this Abbey dungeon type thingy. What was it called? Abbey Catacombs. There we go. Perfect. We've cleared the first level, but we're in pretty rough shape. We met an orc fighter who I now have determined his name is going to be Gartak. It's a good rugged name. And let's see. The first thing we have to do, there's a whole lot of things kind of to sort out after we do this. But the first thing I want to do is get back to the surface because we have things to sort out. So we're not going to delve deeper into the dungeon at this moment. So I think what I'm going to do is just say we need to trying to figure out if there's a fast way out of here. There might not be. What a mess we have here. How did I get here? Did I even get here? Oh, here. Let's go back out there. Woo! That's right. It's like a spiral. I was thinking I probably am just going to do like, since we've already cleared everything out, we're not looking for anything. I'm just going to do one check to see if we have an encounter on the way out. One random encounter check on a one. Nope. Okay. So we make it back to the surface, which was the abbey with all the boys who were kind of hiding out. The monks. And we got to kind of sort some business here first. Let's see. We have some wounded characters. Not too badly, though. So I don't think I lost any spells. So Thane is going to try to do some healing, I think, first here. So Thane will try to heal Abbott with a cure wounds. 5. No, he doesn't get cure wounds. So I won't be able to get any cure wounds. Nura can try, but for her it's a much tougher roll. So let's try with Nura, though. This is her herbalism. Oh, a 1. That means she just completely loses it. I think that means she's out of herbs. So I'm not even going to try her lower level ones like the 1-point heal. So we're all still wounded, but not horribly wounded. So I'm actually not even concerned about that. What we do need to figure out is a couple things. Who is Gartak? And I have a plan of what is further down in the dungeon a little bit. And that's going to help me determine who Gartak is. I am going to drop in a dungeon once we go back in. And I just got this, so I'll go into the details later. But the very background information is that there's some sort of treasure here, which we already found some good treasure. So that is determined to be true. And somebody, and I'm basically going to ignore the somebody in this thing because it doesn't fit our campaign. But somebody has shared with us this location, which isn't totally true because we found out through the monks, right? So maybe it was one of the monks. But a party of his people has already started after the treasure. So Gartak is one of the somebodies that has already started after the treasure. So that means he was, and I kind of alluded to this being a likely scenario, he was the lone survivor from a group that had gone in after treasure. That's how I'm reading that. What does he do or what does he want? Well, what he probably wants then is treasure. So I think the best thing we can do is offer him treasure. And my hope is that he is happy with, what did we find? So we found a mithril shield that we can't really use, and a longsword that was ornate in some. I didn't write down all the details, but it's worth 50 gold pieces, so it's not magical. But my hope is that we can convince him to go on his way with. I'm going to take the experience for finding those items, but I'm actually fine with him taking the shield and the sword. So I think that there's a pretty good chance he'll be happy with that. Nura will be my talker on that. So she's got to try to convince him to be happy with that. We'll say, here's your portion of the treasure. I know you were in here after treasure. A nice upgrade to your shield, a really nice weapon. How's that? And then they're both valuable. So I'm going to say that's probably easy. Should I say medium and give her advantage? Or easy? I'm going to say it's easy. I don't think I need to give her advantage. And let's see, what am I looking for? Her charisma's +3. Okay. Well, shoot. That's real easy then, but that's okay. Not necessarily. That still means she needs to roll at least a 6. So on a 1 to 5, it's not good enough. 16. Okay, plenty good. So he's happy with that. I'm thankful because the other option, if I had failed that roll, I would say he would demand the magic armor, which. So he's going to take those and be happy with them. I'm going to scratch those off my treasure. In terms of what I own now, we can't use the mithril shield anyway, and the longsword isn't really helpful to us. So that's kind of why I thought we're really just losing the value of those items, and that's okay. So I think I'm going to let him go. I'm not going to push too much more to see who he is yet, but he still exists. So I don't know who his group is or where he's headed. The other thing we need to know, and now that we didn't give it to him, is what is the magic armor we found? It's a +2 medium armor, so in the area of chainmail. And in my armor that I'm using, I made my own armor list, so you can't refer to anything for that, but there's chainmail. I might just make it chainmail or scale mail. Because, yeah, let's do that. Because the middle one doesn't fit the curse anyway, which is disadvantage to dex. So on a 1 to, should I do 1 to 4? I feel like the scale mail should be cool. So let's say 1 to 4 is chainmail, 5 or 6 is the scale mail, which is what I really want. I'd like the scale mail. Not even close. Okay, so it's +2 chainmail. And it's got a benefit and a curse. The curse is a -2 or a disadvantage on dex, and the benefit was critical hits are treated as normal hits. So that's actually not that bad. I do need to remember to use it. And I also need to decide, can somebody use that? Now, that's why I was like, I really could use. Oh, I know what I need to decide. I need to decide if Abbott can use that. Because I think I'm at the point where, with his con not being great, he might be better off using better armor. But he is a barbarian, technically. It's a made-up class, so I'm doing my own rules to it. And I hadn't intended it to be an armor-wearing class. But let's see. Orgo already has plate. Thane already has scale, which is also, I think, a heavier armor. Nura has a +1 chain. You know what? Oh, but Nura's +1 chain is actually awesome. Do we want Abbott to be able to wear chainmail? It would be a huge upgrade. If I do, then I would drop the con bonus from his AC, and it would just be Dex. I think what I'm gonna have that be is he can't wear it right now. But this sounds like, what is it called? Talents? Skills? This sounds like something he could learn. And I've never done that instead of carousing or whatever. He could learn. So I'd need to find somebody. And actually that would make sense. Camadoon probably has someone. Let's go with that. Rabbit might be able to upgrade to chain, but for right now, he's not going to wear it. Okay, we know who the orc is. We're back to the surface. We figured out what the armor is. The next thing, yes, this is awesome. We have 2 characters ready to level up based on the amount of experience we got. And that is our original members, Orgo and Nura. So they are going to go to 0, 0. Abbott's going to gain 7. Thane's going to gain 7. Okay. Orgo and Nura are going to go up to 5th level. Not up to 1st. So let's see how that goes. Let's do a level up. This is a big level. Doesn't something big happen at 5th? Talent, right? So we have a fighter and a ranger. I don't know where my ranger sheet is. So let's do Orgo first. And remember what happens when we level up. I think it's hit points and talent. Right? Hit points and talent. So let's roll his hit points first. Shoot, where is it? There it is. Level 5, talent. Yep, okay. Roll your class's hit points, so it's a D8. And as a dwarf, he rolls a D8 at advantage. Okay. And he's got no bonus to his con. 7. Ooh, I saw the 1 first. 7 is great. So his max goes up. He has never been a big hit point guy, so that is super helpful. His max hit points is now 24. And for his talent roll, this is the big one, right? Talent roll. What do we got? 5. +1 to melee and ranged. Not what I was hoping. I think he's got... No, he hasn't got that before. +1 melee, ranged. So his attack just goes up across the board. +7. That's a pretty good bonus. And actually, does it go up from +1 in addition, add half your level rounded down? No, so it won't go up because 5 rounded down is the same as 4 rounded down. So that doesn't go up, but okay, good. And Nura, she does not get a advantage to her check. She also gets 7 hit points. Cool. So she goes up to 25 hit points max. For having such lousy ability scores, she's turned out pretty awesome. And let's see, what is her talent check? We need, oh no, I was afraid of this. My computer is struggling because there's so many things open, I think. I'm going to close a couple things and see what we can get here. Let's roll, see what her talent is. 6. She's going to get the same thing, isn't she? +1 to melee or ranged attacks and damage. This was just attacks, right? Fighter was just attacks. Yeah, okay. melee or ranged attacks and damage. So she's now actually, I like that for her, because for her, she's rolled the same talent ability each time. She now has +4 every time she hits with her longbow, and her bonus is now a +3, which isn't good, but it's also not lousy. So if she hits, she's a heavy hitter with the longbow. So that's actually pretty tremendous. Nothing else from the level ups. So that's great. That was a nice, simple, fast level up, but turned out really well. I think for Nura, that might be the best thing, because load up on the, specialize on one thing. She's become a ranged specialist. Okay. The other things I need to do, and this isn't going to happen immediately. Report to Camadoon about that we found the drow are coming from that well. And we also need to determine if there's a vampire, because we did find that vampire chalice. So I think because of that, we want to be as prepared as we can. Do they have, they were making jerky here, right? I think I recall that hearing they were making jerky. That was like a specialty. So would they have a bunch of garlic for their jerky? I'm going to say it's likely. And leave that to an oracle check. Do they have garlic that we can take with us just in case? Yes, they do. Okay, so we're going to take some garlic. I don't know for sure if that's going to come into play, but I don't know. A vampire sounds kind of scary. And we need to rest. So on that note, I'm going to do something that I haven't done hardly at all. But I'm just going to say we rest, because I could roll right now and make a random encounter check during the day and see if some crazy thing happens that keeps us from getting back into this dungeon, like more drow show up or something. But I don't want to do that right now. I think that would hinder the story that we're after a little bit if we have a random combat right now. So I'm actually just going to say we rest, get a sleepful night. We're out of camp, so it's not like we're out in the wilderness too worried, and we found that well. I can't remember if I said anything about what we did with the well, but I think this is my answer right here. It's my get out of jail free card. We're holding up that well. We're doing something. I can't remember if I discussed that or if I just was thinking about it off camera after the session last time. But we want something, some sort of trap, and some sort of, whether somebody's watching and ready to, I don't know, drop a bomb or something, or if we're just holding it up so that nobody can get through for now. Whatever's going on right now, I'm just going to say that well is taken care of without trying to come up with every last detail about it. We found it. We made sure that is no longer a viable entry for the drow right now. And on that note, we're going to get down to business and get back in the dungeon. You know what, though? I'm just going to set it up. And then we'll start a new session for it. So, sorry. Eating ice. Great. So, here's what we're doing. I talked about this before a couple sessions ago. I was looking for one-shot type dungeons that I could just drop into this campaign. And they all had this big every adventure I found had some backstory that made it kind of tricky to drop in. But I backed a Kickstarter for the Devoured Labyrinth, and that just came out since that last session that I did. And I was looking them over, and it's almost exactly what it is. I didn't even really know. I just remember thinking it was pretty cool and backing it. So I'm going to try it. So I found one that is clearly a undead type thing, and we're gonna wing it with that. So I gave you a little bit about the backstory that somebody had given us the location to go in and try and get some treasure, and a party already went in after, and that turned out to be Gartak was part of that party. We don't know for sure if he's the only survivor because, another NPC could always show up. In fact, I think it's probably likely now that I think about it because now I'm not necessarily doing it random on the fly. So I'm going to drop in this dungeon and we're going to see how that goes. I got to come up with some way to be able to build a map. I've always just grabbed whatever map I have that looks cool. I actually need to kind of make this map. So that's what we will do next time, and I'll stop this one right here. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Bradu, playing Shadowdark, Terra Invictus.